Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called GhostsDesert2.0. Now, this map is just a giant desert that you're free to roam around in. With that in mind, we're going to use a roamer, and with the fact that it's a desert in mind, we're going to use the Baja version because that's the perfect kind of vehicle to drive around here because there's a ton of suspension travel and a lot of power. So you could do things like this, damage the vehicle up a tiny bit, but keep driving without much issue at all. Now, since there are no predefined roads here or anything, we're just going to drive around in whichever direction and just cruise, basically, because I have no predetermined path. We're just driving wherever. Which means we're going to flip over eventually because I'm going to forget how bumpy the road is. That looked bumpy. Oh, it wasn't. Sometimes it's a little deceptive. It's like, that might be a little bit more bumpy than it really is. Like right there. How big is that? That looks huge. So yeah, that would have been huge if I didn't slam on my brakes right there. We probably would have flown in the air and flipped over because we hit it at an awkward angle. Like 60 miles per hour, that's the safe speed. 80, that's when you're getting a little unsafe. But you could do anything at 60, it feels like. But then you're like, oh, 80. Slam on the brakes a bit because I don't know what's over that hill. It could be just a drop off, or it could be nothing really like that. You never know. Over there, all right, let's fly it. Because we've been going nice and smooth for too long. We're going to try to just fly it. I don't know what's over the hill. Hopefully it's something big. We can fly it right there. Fly a little. Nope, that was not as steep as I thought it would be. All right, right there. We can fly it right there. That's going to be a steep uphill, so we have to get some air out of that. There's a flight. Come on, upright. Nope, wait. Hey, that could still drive, I bet. So let's just say the man in the car pops out the car. He grabs the car and flips it upright, and then we are good to go. Yes, good to go. I had to make sure before I said anything that we actually were good to go. But you can see this is a pretty large map. We've been driving in like one direction for probably about almost 2 minutes now, I would think. And it feels like there's still a lot of map ahead of us. Like you're looking ahead, and I'm pretty sure you could drive through everything you see at this point if you have the time. And right now there is something not quite right with the suspension, which is why we're flying and spinning all through the air. And we lost a tire. That's not good, but I think we could keep driving. Why not? Yeah. I mean, we can't steer, but we can, well, we're not going that fast. I don't like it when we go slow. So how about we swap this out for something that's not that appropriate, but it might work out okay. The ETK K series, and we're just going to grab a all-wheel drive version. That's all I really care about. So it has all-wheel drive, so it can be able to go through all the hills and stuff, but it doesn't have a durable suspension to be able to cope with the jumps. Whenever we see an actual jump, we have to, whoa! Ha! It really can't cope. Oh, man. What was that? Like, I didn't even think that was going to do anything, and then the car is rolling on its roof a few times. Like, okay, apparently that is a lot more dangerous than it appeared. And now the car is struggling a little bit, I think. Or at least it's pulling to a side, and I don't think it's quite giving out all the power it normally can. Yeah, definitely not. We would have hit 60 by now on the downhill for sure. So this vehicle, not the best choice. Let's swap it out for something even dumber. Well, actually, let's swap it out for something that makes sense. How about we do the, do I want to do race? Nah, let's do rally. I was going to do race, but we need the rally suspension. It'll help us a little bit on the jumps. Now, this thing is not made to do the crazy jumps like you could get here. It's made for more rally jumps, which are less frequent. Like here, we could go crazy jump, you know, a dozen times. Most rally races don't have a dozen crazy jumps in them. Whoa! What? What? That ain't going to stop you. Come on. Come on, Corvette. Okay. It is going to stop the Corvette. Wait. Yeah. Okay, something's not going right here. How about we just keep driving a new one? Because I don't even know exactly what happened. It looked like the bumper just got into the dirt or into the sand, and then it got stuck in the wheels maybe. I mean, that happens sometimes. Body panels get stuck into the wheels, and then you can't drive just because of that. All right, come on, transmission. What are you doing? 6th gear? There's no reason to be that. All right, you know what? Manual mode engaged. Downshift. Whoa. I think I did the exact same thing I did before. No, something different happened. We're okay. We're okay, I think. Yeah, we can still accelerate totally fine. No concern. Oh, that's a concern. That's a concern. No, it isn't. I lied to you. That was not a concern. Also, I keep forgetting I'm in manual mode. Can you tell? I'll be like looking at my car and I'm still holding the accelerator, but I'm not thinking about which way I'm going. So I'm like bogged down super hard. And then right there, I just bounced off the rev limiter. That looks like it could be a jump, but apparently we're not going to be able to. All right, that is getting kind of annoying. It keeps grabbing me and stuff. So let's go ahead and go with something else. We need the ground clearance here. And, well, really, we don't have that many options when we talk about ground clearance. We got a couple here, and then we have a few modded ones, actually. One of my favorite modded cars, the pre-runner version of the Sunburst. That one has some ground clearance. But the suspension, I don't know if it's quite as durable as the ones you would find on a pickup truck. But it at least has ground clearance. We won't get stuck on things. I want to fly here. That's a flight! Oh, there's no way this car's going to survive, is it? Wow, it did! Well, not totally. That left rear wheel is way out of whack, so it's not a heavy-duty suspension. It just has ground clearance. I'm actually able to still control it pretty well, though, for how awful that rear wheel looks. Uh-oh. Okay, I think the rear is just totally blown out at this point. Yeah, that tire's just wobbling. But I don't steer with the rear. I steer with the front, so I don't know if that should be a concern yet. Can I put power down still? Might be only on the fronts, but yes, we can. Oh, man. Well, okay, we can't put down that much power. So even though it has the ground clearance, it's still not a great vehicle. We just need those heavy-duty suspensions. So, back to a pickup truck. How about we do D35 V8 four-wheel drive extended cab? We got the massive truck, basically. And I have no idea which direction I was driving in before, so I'm just going to keep driving. But I really am not concerned about where the edges of the map are this whole time, and I've been mostly driving in one direction. So you can see just how big it is. I think we actually might be coming up to the end of the map. Right there, yep. That's the end of the map. And it took us a good, 6-7 minutes driving in one direction to get there, I think. Or mostly in one direction, a little bit of detours here and there. So I would think from side to side, it'd probably take you a bit over 10 minutes to get from one to the other. That's a pretty good size for a map as far as I'm concerned. Especially one like this where it's just like freedom to do whatever you want. You don't really need that big of a map when you're just doing freedom. When you have predefined roads, then you kind of want a bigger map just because after you start seeing the same roads over and over again, it gets kind of boring. With this one, though, you could go, 30 feet to the left, and it's like a whole different experience than 30 feet to your right. I don't know why I'm using a dually here, though. That's not really helping me at all, I'm pretty sure. Because it's not like I had any issues with the ones that were not a dually. Oh, goodness. Land it. Yeah, nice job, truck. It landed that perfectly. A little bit of a bend in the frame, possibly, if you look at the what's it called? Those walker things that you step up to the vehicle. It's a little bent out. I don't know if it's just that's bent or if there's a little frame damage. It might be frame damage. Yeah, the frame looks a little bent. Just a tiny bit. What's funny is I'm not even looking at where I'm driving. I'm just holding the accelerator down and cruising along, and I don't have to do anything. It's great. And luckily the vehicle's not overheating yet, even though we do have radiator damage. Everything is going very, very nice so far. Tiny bit of air up there. That's just, yeah, it's going to be tiny bit because I don't seem like I'm going too fast. Actually, is it going to be air? I can't tell yet. Nope, it smooths out. It's hard to tell, man. You got to actually lift the camera up and be like, never mind, there's no air there. So this isn't going too fast. So I want something a little faster. That thing's, it's moving, but it's not fast. I want fast. So I still want a big truck. So how about we do the extended cab version of the Baja truck? Now this is faster. It's as fast as the Roamer we were using a minute ago. Except, oh goodness, that looks, whoa. I don't want to go fast through there. That was 30 miles per hour and we got into the air a little bit. If we hit that at even 60, we would have flown. Probably more than that right there. Keep it, yes. All right, fly. Nothing I could have done about that. Once I was in the air, I screwed myself over. Everybody out the truck, it's broken. Just kidding, truck is fixed. All right, so we'll keep driving for a bit more. There is one section where there's a few rocks, but I have no idea where it is anymore because I'm totally lost. That's not good. That is good. That was, oh, drive shaft broken. I thought I saw a little pop-up. I'm like, radiator damage, not a problem. And then I'm like, no, that says drive shaft. We're done. But if I go back over to here, which I think is the start of the map, at least it should be. I don't remember ever moving the camera off of the vehicle. We might be able to find those rocks. Or maybe I did move the camera off the vehicle and I forgot I did. It is possible. Now, as far as I know, if you were to try to use AI here, they don't work for driving on the road, but they could totally chase you. No reason they can't do that. Oh, that is smooth. Go for another one, another one, another one. Land it. Beautiful. See, sometimes you're just perfectly lined up, and it feels like no matter what you do, you're going to land upright. Like right there, even that was a little crooked, but I have a lot of suspension do the work for me. And by a lot of suspension, I just mean a good suspension. Now, I was hoping to find those rocks, but I really have no idea where I am, so I'm going to restart the map, and once I do that, I will be able to find the rocks. And I called them rocks, but it's more like ruins, but from afar, they look like rocks. For the longest time, I thought they were rocks until I actually drove up to them, like, wait a minute, these aren't rocks. So let's use the least logical vehicle we possibly can, like a stanced version of the Bishu Pessima, because why would you ever have a lowered vehicle and take it off-roading? There really isn't a good reason to do that, and that's gonna... Oh, come on, keep driving, please. Please, please. Yes. Well, sort of yes. Like, any jump could probably ruin this thing because of how little suspension travel it has, and I think that one has ruined something because I can't get over 20 miles per hour. Now, it might actually just be maybe because the exhaust is hanging and scraping in the sand. If that's the case, that's an easy fix to that. You just grab the exhaust and tear it out of the car, and apparently you remove the front bumper in the process because that's how you remove an exhaust. Now the front bumper might... Oh, it actually worked, though. I was going to say now the front bumper might do the same thing, and it kind of is because you see it keep tapping into the dirt, and right there it just dug in for a second. But taking off the exhaust did help. So if you have an off-roader, no exhaust. That's a secret strategy of WhyBeAre. All right, right there you can just barely make out the ruins, and from afar, don't those just look like a pile of rocks? Don't lie to me, that looks like a pile of rocks. You can't say from here, oh yes, that's some ruins. That just looks like a big old pile of rocks like Stonehenge. I mean, hey, that's kind of what it is, though. It's kind of like Stonehenge because of the style of it. They're really big and tall rocks. That's what it looks like from afar, right? And then you get there and it's like, nope, that's just ruined buildings. Right here, I'm proving you can use basically any vehicle here. It's not ideal, but if you can use the stanced Pessima to get where you want to go, you can use anything. And I'm pretty sure we could go a little bit faster if I just tore that bumper off, because I keep seeing it like dig into the sand, and it's like every time it does that, I lose a little bit of momentum. We're just gonna yank! Yank! How? Who? What? Who welded the front bumper on? Okay, I can't pull it off. What gives? Come on! Front bumper! What am I even grabbing? Is it off? That front... I must have grabbed the frame on that one. I don't know how this front bumper is not falling off yet. This is crazy. That's the front bumper. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it. Come on! Come on! Max pull! Front bumper off! I've ruined the radiator. The bumper is still on. And you can't see my mouse right there because I was pulling it off the screen. I was pulling so hard. And, well, the front bumper... Is that the rear bumper? I pulled off the rear bumper. I'm doing all this effort. I'm going to pull off the front bumper, and then the rear bumper gets pulled off. Except it's not off. It's just dragging, of course. Because why would it actually fall off? I guess the front bumper finally fell off in that just chaotic process, though. I don't know how much longer that rear is going to hold on. That thing looks like it could fall off at any moment. It is just flapping along. I'm a bird. Watch me flap. You ain't no bird. Stop flapping. What does that look like in slow-mo? Oh, that looks crazy in slow-mo because it's so jiggly. It looks like it's almost dancing in slow-mo. Ooh, is it going to get torn? Nope. It's cool to watch that in slow-mo. I don't know why. It's just like, in full speed, it kind of just looks like it's bouncing, but in slow-mo, you can actually see it deforming every bounce. So there we are. There are the ruins. Now, at this point, you can kind of tell they're buildings. Because that's about how far away I was when I realized, oh, hey, those aren't rocks. Those are buildings. But in my mind, I was still thinking rocks earlier. So, boom. Stanced Pessima made it to the ruins. And then I think that will do it for this video. I'm going to drive around a little bit more just because I kind of enjoy driving here. But otherwise, until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya. I'm going to keep driving until this car crashes. I'll leave it on video. Why not? Some people might just want to be like, I want to see more. Oh, there's a crash already. Radiator damage. Steering is ruined. We're not going to be able to steer. It's rolling. We're done. All right, that's the real. I'll see you right now. Bye-bye.